I'm very glad to be here. This is my first time in Korea. This is a wonderful country, I have to say, in my short visit. The reason that I am here is that I was invited because I am the chairman of the Global Water Partnership. So let me tell you about the Global Water Partnership. This is a 30-year-old organization. It's a global network. It was created by the World Bank and the World Meteorological Organization, plus 9 countries, including my own, which is Argentina. And today, it is a 3,500 member organization, and we are in around 179 countries. So it's a very global network, very much on the ground, with members from the private sector, the public sector, academia, and all kind of other kind of institutions, so even NGOs. So our purpose is to improve the water management across the world. And we are right now facing an inflection point because water is in the backbone of the new economy. If you want to solve food, if you want to solve energy, if you want to solve cities resiliency, then water is becoming a central issue. And our agenda and my presence here has to do with becoming a part of your event here, the Korean International Water Week, but also, and at the same time, exploring possibilities for partnerships and for projects together with Korean institutions and with the Korean government. We do have activities on many areas, but right now, our main priorities are in 3 main areas. One of them is innovation and technology. So we believe that the water sector is a key sector, but it is also very conservative. And what we would like to do, and we are working for, is to include a lot more innovation and technologies in the way we manage water. The good news is that there are many opportunities for doing that. So one project we are developing is what we call the Water Change Makers. And this is a global contest for identifying key companies, small companies, that are working into really innovative ways of solving water. And what we do is we select them out of competition and we give them resources. In this case, it's going to be around 100,000 euros to each of them, and we will be picking 9 or 10 of them. And also to foster and give them resources for scaling up their solutions. So this is a concrete example on how we are using our network, this global network, in order to identify key solutions and to get the private sector to become a key player in those solutions across the world. Yes, well, GWP is a very open network. So if you want to become a member, we will have an interview with you. And if you are a real organization from many sources of a kind, then, and we see that you are working seriously regarding water, then we will allow you to be a member. Then, if you work in a particular project, you will become a significant member. And GWP has a capacity to allocate resources in our network. So there are different cases across the world on different ways members are solving issues and generating new solutions. I want to emphasize that our approach has to do with multi-stakeholders participatory approaches. So what we are really looking forward is to build bridges between and among different partners, because we believe that one of the main things that has to be solved in the water world is about critical mass. So we do have a lot of significant people and organizations doing things, but we need to scale that up. So GWP is a global convener. It has a capacity to reach out to all these different players and also to link them into solutions so that the solutions can have a higher impact. Well, water security is at the center of the agenda. I was recently at the COP27 and also at the G20 in Bali and in Egypt, and I saw that water security is becoming one of the central issues, both for politics and also for the multilateral organizations and the private sector. So what we need to do is we need to think again about the value of water. So water is central for all kinds of activities, and it is, of course, a central resource for life in this planet. However, we have not yet developed a proper way of valuing water. So we need in that approach, and probably we haven't yet developed that because it is a challenge, it is difficult, but we need for sure to have water as a human universal right. Everybody has to have water. And also we need to think on water for the planet, because ecosystems really need water in order to develop and to be healthy. But at the same time, and this is where we are missing so far the solutions, is that we need to shape markets where we are able to allocate different values to different uses of water. Even we have to identify not only the uses, but the users. So if you have the capacity for paying more for water and you're using water for a purpose like an industry, then we need to find a way to have the proper value for that use of water. Because if we do so, and the same happens with energy, then we will start to see a lot of more interest from the private sector in investing into water and in developing and applying all the dynamics and all the creativity that we know we have in our societies in order to solve the issues. So we are after that priority, how to value water so that we can solve water security. Yeah, let me share with you some of the more interesting things we are talking with the Korea institutions and the Korean government. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Korean government for the Green ODA, because I have been informed that the Korean government is really increasing the amount of investment in the Green ODA. And this is very significant because it comes back to my previous comment. We do need champions. So Korea doing that is standing up and showing an example to other countries. Along those lines, we are discussing and coming to an agreement with KIWW in order to have them as one of the key partners for our Changemakers 2.0. So we are really happy that they see value in this contest, and also that they will be allocating some resources, not only financial resources, but also human resources, creativity, capacity of reaching out to other partners also. So this is a very concrete case we are discussing with them. Another issue we are discussing with the government of Korea is that we are probably becoming an observer, at least, of the Asian Water Council. So we are at KIWW really in many of the main water bodies in the world, but we were not at AWC. And in this visit of myself, I was invited to be an observer of the AWC. And as a consequence of that, we are now considering to becoming a formal observer and maybe in the future a member of it. And another and last example that I want to showcase with you is that we would like, and we are already talking with the Korean government about the possibility of identifying pilot projects. And they don't have to be in Korea, they can be in Korea, but they can be in any other place in the world where we can collaborate, having our own network, KIWW network, together with some of the capacities of the Korean society, for example, in innovation and technology, and working around very concrete pilot cases where we can see the outcomes of those partnerships along the time. So we were thinking about 3 to 6 years for these collaborations. And we believe that this is also very positive for the political system, because if we are able to have some key cases where we can follow the consequences of applying new technologies, then the political system will see the value on it and will start to pay attention to that. So this is another area where we believe we can do a lot together, which is very concrete pilot cases along some periods of time, 3 to 6 years, and an interaction with the local and the regional political system. Well, as I said before, I'm discovering Korea, and what I'm finding I really like. I see that Koreans are people very positive about the future. You are working with a long-term view, and I think this is very unusual, and a very systemic view. And I think those issues are quite significant because you don't happen to see a lot of that around. So I would like to stress that there is a very strong complementarity between KIWW and our network on the ground with the capacities that I'm learning Korea has to offer. So my impression so far is that Korea is obviously very strong in terms of technology and innovation, but also is quite strong in terms of institutions. And this is a plus, I think.